Welcome back to the Japan FinTech Observer. Get ready for a quick hit of the latest news in Japanese finance and fintech. We're diving into the headlines, breaking down the trends, and leaving you with the insights you need to stay ahead of the curve. Let's go.
The upper house has 248 seats, with a majority of 125 required, but 75 upper house seats held by the coalition will not be contested, meaning the coalition government requires 50 of the seats being contested. 125 seats in total are being contested, 74 seats from prefectural constituencies, 50 seats through proportional representation, and one additional vacancy in the Tokyo electoral district. A Yomiuri Shimbun poll, conducted last Thursday and Friday, indicated the possibility of the LDP and New Komeito coalition winning only 40 seats, mainly due to some poor performances in the prefectural constituencies. A number of constituencies show the LDP running 50-50 versus the main opposition party, the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan. Of the 52 LDP seats contested, the 32 single-seat districts will be key and is where the LDP has tended to perform well previously. Of the 32 seats, the LDP is leading in only 12 seats, while opposition candidates are ahead in 9 seats, and the remaining 11 seats are too close to call. Asahi projects the LDP winning about 27 prefectural seats and 12 proportional seats, with New Komeito winning 10 of its 14 contested seats. This result would be one short of what's required, and hence the government would lose its majority. Analysts at MUFG sense that there is a slightly greater than 50% chance of the government losing its majority. A loss of the current majority would mean that both the lower house and upper house would be short of a government majority, both of which has happened under PM Ishiba's rule, and this outcome would severely damage the credibility of the Prime Minister. However, there is no formal process for removing the PM, although there would certainly be an increased probability of PM Ishiba resigning. A familiar field of candidates exists to take over if Ishiba did resign. The one potential winner that could have market implications is Sanae Takaichi. She got to the final runoff against Ishiba with the result 52.6% versus 47.4%, 215 votes to 194, so could be well positioned and would be one of the favourites. This could be a factor undermining the yen, given she was closely aligned with Shinzo Abe and his Abenomics policies. If Ishiba does not resign, an attempt to broaden the coalition is one possibility, although the history of larger coalitions is not a good one, and investors would price for political instability. On the trade front, Scott Bessent and Howard Lutnick will be in Osaka next week for the World Expo 2025 to celebrate US National Day. There is of yet no formal plan to meet with Akazawa to negotiate further. Given this would be just prior to the election, Akazawa would likely thread carefully with little chance of the US ceding ground on auto tariffs. The post-election status could also prove complicated. If PM Ishiba is left weakened, or of course is forced to resign, the political landscape will be very difficult for any meaningful negotiations to take place. The best scenario in which the government could cede ground and make a deal would be if the LDP New Komeito managed to maintain its majority. Such a result would lift expectations of a deal and help strengthen the yen. A loss of majority in the upper house election for the government and the resignation of PM Ishiba would lift expectations of a Takaichi leadership victory, which would likely see yen selling intensify. A poor election result leaving the government further weakened could see less intense yen selling, while maintaining its upper house election majority would likely see USD JPY retrace much of this week's losses.